You're watching TVC Breakfast. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. And I have joining me here in the studio is a public affairs analyst, Oladeinde Ariyo. Thank you so much for being here. It's good to see you.
Good morning. How are you?
You're not looking happy this morning.
Well, the way things here now, nobody knows what's going to happen next.
It's going to be all right.
It's very apprehensive. So
it's going to be all right. And via Zoom, we've got a PR consultant, Ambrose Igboke. Ambrose, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's dig into the newspaper headlines, what they're reporting this morning. This Nigeria's first train attack. 14 abducted passengers rescued, 7 still missing. We hope that they will be, recovered very soon. Nigerian Tribune, 22 villagers feared kidnapped hours after IGP declared Abuja Kaduna highway safe. The rider reads, bandits kill ex-DIG's son. 3 others injure police officers in in Zamfara. Bandits kill ex-GID's son. 3 others injure police officers in Zamfara state. Daily Sun is next. Bandits strike on Abuja Kaduna road. Abduct villagers after IGP declared highway safe. Wow. Blueprint is next. Train attack. The humanity in us slowly being eroded. That's according to JNI. Blames serial attacks on security personnel's lack of coordination synergy. NewsDirect. Baron outgoing calls. Telcos vow to implement federal government's directive. Government's action premature. NATCOM's president Ogunbanjo is saying this. Bar on outgoing calls, telcos vow to implement federal government's directive. Government's action premature. NATCOM's president Ogunbanjo saying this. Same lane linkage. After many deadlines, 73 million unlinked subscribers barred from making calls. That's according to the Leadership newspaper. After many deadlines, 73 unlinked subscribers barred from making calls. Nigeria has 303.6 million connected lines, 198 million active lines, 125 linked lines. National economy is next. MTN, others may lose revenue as 73 million subscribers risk disconnection. That's according to the national economy. MTN, others may lose revenue as 73 million subscribers risk disconnection. Now, Punch newspaper is next. Heavy criticism for federal government as 24 states lose foreign investment. Foreign exchange crisis, policy somersaults make investment in Nigeria risky. That's according to MAN and LCCI. Heavy criticism for federal government as 24 states lose foreign investments. The Punch newspaper reporting there. First News is next. 2023, that's the kicker, and the headline reads, PDP Northern aspirants to pick consensus candidate. Saraki discloses decision to Delta's Governor Okowa. And Atiku's camp upbeat, right? Confidence as of ex-UP's VP's emergence. Now, the Nation newspaper is next. 2023 presidential ticket splits PDP aspirants into 3 camps. 2023 presidential ticket splits PDP aspirants to 3 camps. And the last but not the least is the Daily Trust. Nigerians spend 67.7% of monthly income on utilities. It's second highest among 51 nations. That's according to British firm study. And we spend our salaries on basics that the Nigerian workers talking there. So let's dig deep into the newspaper, and I think we start with security issues, where the IGP, after IGP visiting or patrolling the Abuja Kaduna highway and declaring it safe, that's happened. Ambrose Igboke, let me start with you. The Tribune newspaper has it on the front page that 22 villagers feared kidnapped hours after IGP declared Abuja Kaduna highway safe, and bandits kill ex-DIG's son. Three others injure police officers in Zamfara. What do you make of this story? It
continues as a litany of what we have been witnessing over the years in Nigeria. Nigeria's insecurity has worsened. This about 14 years ago, 14 years ago, Nigerians and Nigeria did not know what was this insecurity. We didn't know about banditry. We didn't know about terrorism. We didn't know about Boko Haram and all these things that are threatening our lives now. We're a peaceful nation where people were coming to invest, where we were just, we had a CBN governor there who, in the face of the economic depression in the world, was rolling out policies to consolidate the economy. Remember, we're doing the consolidation of the banking sector that time. So we're having a robust discussion, and we're exiting the Paris debt club. We were doing very well. Over $12 billion of debt was cancelled, and we're almost at zero foreign debt. That was where we were like 13 to 15 years ago. And then all of a sudden we started hearing about Boko Haram, which was located in the northeast. Over the years, that wasn't in the last 6 years, where we had incursion. Before, the insecurity was located in the northeast. And all of a sudden, we started having a deliberate push from the northeast to the northwest. And then we have listened to a lot of discussions, a lot of inputs, a lot of assertions about why a state like Kaduna State, which has before, in Kaduna, we used to hear of ethnic clashes, we used to hear of farmers' clashes. All of a sudden, we used to hear of religious crisis in Kaduna. But it took a new dimension in the last 6 years. What we started hearing were insurgents trying to take away territories, conquering villages and occupying them. And then we started hearing issues of like the Kaduna state governor saying that he was paying off terrorists not to attack anymore. That is where the danger signal started coming. Because when you say you are paying off people not to attack anymore, they will know that when they attack, they will get paid more. And so ransom taking became a business as it moved towards the northwest. And it became a frightening dimension that a newspaper report last time said that the business is in billions in the ransom taking business. So it has escalated and keeps escalating. Let's take Kaduna State, for example. Kaduna State has so many military formations, formidable ones, be it institutes like Jaji, Nigeria Defense Academy, be it all kinds of other institutes that are military-based, all kinds of training, military formations, be it from the Nigerian Army to Navy to Air Force. What do you not have in Kaduna? Yet, Kaduna is the epicenter of this. Why is it not happening? So, look at the issue of the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway. Right now, it is becoming another territory. It's becoming like a place controlled by out-of-state actors that very soon we'll start hearing of people collecting tolls there, because already they have declared that place, non-passageway for
right, people. Ambrose. Let me bring it. Let me try to bring in Oladeinde Ariyo to also weigh in on this, similar issue, which is reported in the Daily Sun. Bandits strike on Abuja Kaduna Road, abduct villagers after IGP declared highway safe. These guys are they've really become emboldened by whatsoever.
Well, the practice now has become established. They have very strong intelligence gathering network. And they know when to strike and what to even strike. They were deliberate over the last rail line bombing, and when the train was brought to a halt in the midst of the melee, they targeted the first-class cabin. So they are not your regular ragtag gathering of criminals. They are sophisticated. When the IGP went on to say that the road was now safe, I was just laughing. Why? He went there with the full complement of security and escort. If you had gone there in private dress, in civilian dress, and then with himself on the steering, okay, go to Abuja, to Kaduna and back. If he had said that, then I would have believed him. I didn't believe him. You understand me? Because people were misled by that statement, and then they hit the road. And you saw what happened.
You may not be completely right to say people are misled.
No,
it could just be that
when they said the road,
is,
because you passed through, you just went through. What quantum of search did they do along the route? For me to come and say the road is safe, you know what it means? I must have done some serious work, okay, leg work now along the axis. But people believe like, oh, the IGP has spoken, then let's go. It was wrong. He had full control of escorts to be doing.
So what exactly
you must understand that
today's matter? Because normally these bandits or terrorists, they are supposed to be afraid of our security men.
But they are not. Why? In some cases, we've been told by soldiers who confronted them, or even policemen, that they had superior firepower. The day they brought down the fighter jets, we discussed that thing here. You remember that if they could have gone that far, that means we have a monster on our hands. And the question now is, what is the government doing to overpower them? Okay? But all that we have had, each time there is an attack or a crisis, the president will call the chief of army staff or whatever, security, call them together, go and do. But and they keep saying they are doing their best.
The president is actually, according to the presidency, that they are really on top of the situation.
No, but you see,
and recently,
over time,
just 2 days ago, we learned that bombs were rained on the terrorists. I think in Kaduna or Niger somewhere, and they killed more than 30 of them. So isn't that actions, taken?
Let me tell you, with due respect to everyone at the helm of affairs, we employ them, we hire them, because they are paid from our taxes and from our commonwealth. What they call their best, when they say we are doing our best, if your best is not enough for your employer, okay, they are not doing anything. For as long as we still have pockets of attacks here and there, bombing here and there, kidnapping is still going on, they're not doing their best. So the earlier they can wake up and see that, look, these people are asking for more. We're not asking for, we're just saying the freedom to move from point A to point B, that's what we require, whereby we are safe and we are secure, which of course is the first primary assignment of the federal government.
All right, let me go to Ambrose on Zoom. Ambrose, well, this Nigeria reported this, or is reporting this morning that train attack, 14 abducted passengers rescued, 7 still missing. Are we making a headway?
Well, most of the time when you hear people have been rescued, when you dig into the story, you start finding out what manner of rescue. I'm asking again, what manner of rescue did these people have? Because sometimes the security agencies will come give press statements that people have been rescued. And when you interview the families, they will say they paid ransom. So again, we ask, what manner of rescue are we talking about? Remember the Baptist school adoption, also I think in Niger State, where people were abducted and everything, and then they requested for collateral ransom from the parents. And when they couldn't raise the collateral ransom, people started paying one by one, rescuing their children. And the police people were now saying that the securities were saying that they were rescued after a gallant fight, and those kind of a customized statement that I have on paper. And it didn't work. The families had to give press interview saying that they paid ransom. So again, we ask, what manner of rescue? Because when we say rescue, was there a gun duel? Was there a massive containment of the environment that ensured that the terrorists were overpowered? Or people just walked freely to the highway after paying ransom and said they were rescued? I think we should get serious with security matter. We are treating it with levity. We are becoming a very seriously pariah state where foreign direct FDIs are running away. Even the ones that are here, some of them are closing shops. Nigerians are leaving the country in droves because they no longer feel safe. And the thing is cascading, it is escalating. Towards it has reached the northwest now. North Central is not having an easy say. Southeast is having its own. South is having its own. So what is, just like Oladeinde said in the studio, what actions are security agencies taking? Or is it just to give a statement every time it happens, they give statement? And I agree with him that the IGP is misleading the public by saying that Kaduna-Abuja Expressway is safe. We must say it practically, because that road has not been safe for a very long time. And then you come out after a train attack where you now know that people don't have any other alternative. Then you are telling them that it's safe. What will the IGP tell us what made it safe? What did they do differently from what was being done before? What corridor? The corridor of Abuja Express, Abuja Kaduna Expressway. Where are the places that security issues are be contained? And I travel to Kaduna quite often, and sometimes when you talk to the drivers, they will tell you that what they do is that they know the time to go around, and then they go in convoy. They even know the locations where some of them know the location where they tell along the road where they operate, and they will tell you, they will point it out to you and say, this place is the most dangerous place. This place, don't pass this place by this time. So even if the drivers can know those who fly that road regularly know this kind of, how much more security agencies. So those hotspots that along that axis, those hotspots, have they been able to contain them before you start telling people that the road is safe? Right. So when we say safe, we should make sure that it is safe. The combined effort should make sure that road is safe. The same way people cannot travel to Kaduna again through road, it's not safe. Airports have been, having security breaches. The train stations have been bombed. What else do you want people to do?
Right, Ambrose. Oladeinde, let me bring you back to the studio. Blueprint has it on the front page that the humanity in us slowly being eroded.
That's
true. According to JNI. Blame serial attacks on security personnel's lack of coordination synergy. So we've talked about
interagency collaboration.
Interagency collaboration among the security agencies. So how much do you think we've been doing in achieving this? Attack them from the air, from the ground, and
unfortunately, we will not be able to assess the level of cooperation that they enjoy. But from what we are experiencing, we can conclude or safely conclude that it's not yielding much to us. For me to believe any report from government now, we must have seen sweeping. If they had swept Abuja Kaduna Highway on both sides of the road, they would have apprehended a whole lot of characters. Whether kidnappers, bandits, and all of them. They will have even saved more people. But it's not enough to just pass the road. I mean, the criminals will be silly to see the IGP with all the full armed complements of the escort, and then now try to attack him. No, that would be playing with their life, and it will be suicidal for them. So they knew they probably would know he was coming. Don't forget that they have intelligence, and it has reflected in the way they operate. So now, it is never too late to begin again. They said yesterday was too late to start planting, but today is still the best. For me, whatever they need to do now, they need to sit together. And we've always been saying that we are all stakeholders in Nigeria. There are other people who know about security in this country, who are not in service, who are in different practices. Co-opt them. Whatever they may have to offer, listen to them. Let's rework and organize our security architecture. Let's inject fresh ideas. Let's change the way we go about these things. We cannot continue doing the same thing the same way and expect a different result. For as long as these things are still happening.
Look at what Leadership newspaper is reporting this morning. Same linkage. I'll start with you, Oladeinde Ariyo. After many deadlines, 73 million unlinked subscribers barred from making calls. Nigeria has 303.6 million connected lines, 198 million active lines, and 125 linked lines. Now,
the indolence has crept in even into reporting of these things. The essence of this main SIM card thing that we did, as we were told, was to be able to identify specific owners of lines. So if any line is used to perpetrate any criminal activity, they now know who to zero it upon. But the focus is on loss of revenue for telecom companies, right? Not on the NIN and SIM card link thing, not yielding any result. Remember, the few hours after the rail track bombing, some families said they got calls assuring them that there are people who were taken away, who were abducted, were safe, and that they will reach out to them and tell them how much they wanted from them. To that extent, you will agree with me that there's still a lot of lack of coordination, because the telecom companies should be working in tandem with the security agencies, whereby, okay, you make a call to demand for ransom on the kidnapped victim, they easily spotlight where you are, and then they make a move. But that's not even happening. I don't care if the telecoms lose money. Any life that is taken is worth more than their combined investment, for all I care. Because where are the people that will be making and receiving calls when people are killed mindlessly daily from different corners of Nigeria? The last I heard was somewhere in Ogun State. They picked a policeman and two other people, and they were asking to go and bring 15 million naira. How much does the policeman earn? How will the family now raise the money? These things have to be stopped. It shouldn't continue. It's a new year, and you need to see the number of people that have been killed in Kaduna alone. The figure is so high.
It's quite.
So something must be done. Otherwise, all the effort that we all put into regulating would have gone to waste.
Well, Ambrose, I wanted to weigh in on this, as NewsDirect also has the same reporting. Bar on outgoing calls, telcos vow to implement federal government's directive. Government's action premature. NATCOM's president, that's Ogunbanjo. What do you make of that as well?
I don't agree with Mr. Ogunbanjo. It's not premature. We have been at this since 2020, where December 31st deadline was given for people to integrate their NIN and their SIM registration. And it has been extended countless times over the 1.5 years. So what else are we waiting for? Do we want disaster to happen? We have been telling government to be more proactive in the fight against insecurity in the country. And they are taking this pragmatic step. And somebody is saying that it is not yet time. When will it be time? So we should forego pecuniary reasons and selfish reasons for this, and we should sacrifice whatever profit we are making in terms of business for national security. So it behoves on the telcos to cajole their people, use the power of marketing, use the power of gentle persuasion, use the power of soft power to be able to cajole their subscribers to come online, to register, to link their name. Device means, some of them are device the use of USSD code. They should go more to device means that will make it simpler for their subscribers to link up their name with their same registration. Some of them are already registering people with name, but the queues are too much. A lot of people are gathered there. So the telcos should devise to be ingenious. The way they are ingenious in charging us with data, charging us with calls, bringing up kinds of packages to make sure that we pay them. They should also engender that kind of thinking out of the box to ensure that their subscribers, link their name with their SIM. This is a good development, and I hope that the federal government will follow up, because sometimes what we hear is that the federal government this kind of pronouncement.
Absolutely.
The powerful lobby group will go behind, influence some things, and then they will do further extension. I think this time around we should hold on to it and ensure that this action is carried out so that we can use it in curbing insecurity in the country.
Right. Oladeinde, Ariyo, your final thought on this.
The round-robin consequences of all of this thing is the fact that our economy is weakened. Farmers cannot go to the farm. Foreign investments that should come in, ginger activities, relation and all of that, create employment. Insecurity is the greatest disincentive against FDI. Nobody, no sane investor will want to take his capital and even his life and personnel to an environment where there is so much insecurity. So the government has to realize this. It's a serious situation. It's very grievous, and it's not in our interest. And step up their game. so that we can now resume normal living in Nigeria as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Lastly, if we continue this way, I'm not sure that we'll be voting next year.
Well, we all anticipate, we all are optimistic that they'll be voting come 2023. And we know that the government is also trying its best to ensure that.
Remember, I told you the best is not our best.
Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Let's be overly optimistic. Public affairs analyst Oladeinde Ariyo, and also from on Zoom, a PR consultant Ambrose Igboke. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your insights this morning.
Thank you for inviting us.